Hey guys, just got done watching Phantom Racer from 2009. This was a TV movie, and to be honest with you, it was very obvious it was a TV movie, but it was a fairly decent one. So to start off with, it stars Nicole Edgar, Greg Evigan, Brenna O'Brien, Winston Rickett, Chad Willett, Luciana Caro, Adam Batrick, Colin Lawrence, Robert Parent, and Andrew Francis. Basically, it starts at the beginning. JJ Sawyer and Cutter are kind of like arch enemies. They're both in love with the same woman, and they're both racist, as you can tell from the cover. And basically, JJ Sawyer crashes into Cutter. They go flying. There's a big car fire. JJ Sawyer gets out. Cutter doesn't. The funny thing about Cutter is when they pull him out, he looks like he's got jam on his face, because these bits here are burnt, but the bits right here are normal. There ain't no like redness or anything from like the burns. So it was actually quite funny because he's lying there looking like he's got jam all over his face. So JJ wakes up, and then it goes 17 years later. He's not in the town anymore, but he's got to deliver a car. He never does deliver the car, but hey ho, he uses it in the long run, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, anyway. So basically, sorry about this. Basically, what he does is he drives in town, and basically he breaks down. The Sheriff Hodges, takes him to a garage. The garage is run by none other than Cliff, Cutter's brother, who, guess what, is with Tammy, the girl who basically JJ Sawyer and Cutter were fighting for. Cliff is now with her. So she pops in. There he is. Oh, it's Sawyer. What you doing back, darling? You know. So basically, they have a kind of, get together, those two, and they have a drink, and he shows him that he's redone Cutter's car, so it's back to normal again. Like, he's refurbished it, fixed it. JJ gets a bit like, oh my word, because he says later on he felt like he could see Cutter in it, and basically ends up talking to Tammy, and basically he goes, "I've got nothing to be here for, nothing," and basically he ends up in another argument with Cliff and punches him and so forth. Then this girl Jessie vandalizes his truck or his rig. And he takes her to the police station, and Sheriff Hodges basically says, "We can't do anything about it because it's not on property, so you have to sort it out." So with her mother. Who's Jessie's mother? Tammy. You can guess where this is going, can't you? So basically, they get into a bit of an argument and so forth. And then basically, and then the car comes out, drives right by Cliff, and Cliff goes, "Bleh." And you're like, but who's in it? So then two boys decide to get into the car, an empty car. Now, if there's one thing I've learned from these movies, never get into an empty car, because two things are going to happen. One, you're being punked and you're on TV. Two, it's a killing machine. Don't ever get into a car which is easy to get into, or you'll get arrested or you'll die. So one kid goes to the other team. Well, the team says to the other team, "Look in the back. We might be lucky. There might be a six-pack in there." Of all things to think that might be in the back of a race car, you think a six-pack. So the first boy climbs in, puts on the seatbelt. I have no idea why. Maybe because he thought he was going to drive off in it. And all of a sudden he starts going, because the belt's crushing him. The other one gets fed into the back of the car, back into the boat. It comes out, he's got one arm cut off, like gone, and you're like, yeah, blood spurting, and then basically falls out, and the bottom half of his body's gone as well, and he's on the floor like this. And you're like, yes, this is going to be good. Then the car drives off with the other one inside going, ah. So then basically there's a scene where Cliff is drunk and he goes, why did I bring you back, Cutter, blah, blah, blah. And he looks into the car and the window goes up and cuts his head off. So Cutter kills his own brother, right? And then he runs over the body with the body underneath the back tyre, moving along while he's driving off. And you're like, wow, this is insane. So then you're thinking, oh, so basically this car is possessed by Cutter. And you would be right, it is. So we're watching the movie, and it carries on, and basically he kills people. Like there's a police chase where a policeman chases him, goes up to the car hits him. Now, this is quite inventive, I thought. Hits him, he's on it like this on the windscreen, and the windscraper goes and cuts parts of his face off, and then the car drives backwards and he falls off and he's dead. I thought it was quite cool, you know, quite inventive. Because most car movies, if you watch Super Hybrid, it's all about running people over. And that's boring. We need a car to do things like cut Pill's hands off, you know, so that's what we want to see. So we get to meet more JJ Sawyer talking to Jesse. He takes her out for lunch, and basically the car comes and tries to run him over. And Jesse goes, the girl, she goes, that car was driving, I couldn't see anyone in it. Now, the car for the whole movie is tinted. You can't see in the driver's seat at all when the car's driving. So how the hell did she see that? Especially on a dark, gloomy, rainy day. So I was like, And then basically, she goes, oh, you're the reason both my dads are dead. Cutter died because you crashed into him, and somehow Cliff died, and it's your fault too. The sheriff blames JJ for the death of Cliff, and you're like, and then he finds out he was at the office, but he still blames him. And then you find out the truth, that Cliff and Cutter sabotaged JJ Sawyer's car. So then you're like, wow, they killed themselves, really, didn't they? He killed himself and put jam on his face. So you're sitting there going, okay, this is getting interesting. Interestingly bad, but interesting. So then basically Jesse sneaks into the rig, and he drives and he finds out, and they end up talking. And it turns out that she doesn't mind him too bad. It goes from being an a-hole to being a nice guy in Jesse's mind very quickly. So then basically Tammy finds out, and they all end up like on a family journey trying to get away from Cutter. And basically he's just driving by trying to kill him and all sorts of things, and you're like, There's a scene where he drives into a petrol station, and JJ throws Molotov cocktail and the car goes on fire, but later on you don't see any car damage from fire at all. Then there's another bit where they trap him so that he kidnaps Jessie because she wanders off, because she finds out that JJ is her father. So she's had 3 dads in her life, right? So he pulls her in somehow. She looks in the car, wallop, she goes in, drives off. JJ chases after her in the car that he was supposed to be delivering, and he crashes into it with a forklift and basically gets her out. Then basically the car ends up in the river or in the sea. Then it drives out of the sea and then chases them again. Then basically at the very end they go, oh, don't worry. Tammy goes, don't worry, Jessie's safe. She's nowhere to be found. She's away from here. Yet when they need her, she drives in a truck and pushes the car right into the car crusher. So if you're safe, what's she doing in there? So they crash the car, and JJ and Jesse go, yeah, woohoo! And you're like, hold on a minute. JJ's best friend was the spirit in that car. Or they used to be best friends, but they were arch rivals. And you're like, this is a bit harsh. There is a bit in the movie where he's chasing him, and it stops, and you get this hologram of cut going like this at him, and you're like, no. But I will be honest, I, and oh yeah, and at the very end, the car's crashed and it's on that, and it falls over. I'm guessing to make you feel like the car's gonna live. I wish they'd have kind of done it like the Christine ending, where the music starts playing. That would have been awesome. But no music plays in this from the car. You know, having seen a lot of car movies where they kind of like Christine, Super Hybrid, Maximum Overdrive. Maximum Overdrive's hilarious with the "we need you a gas house, otherwise we're going to run you over." I love that. I think that's hysterical. But anyway, Christine is probably by far the best. It's got to be. But anyway, I've never seen the car. I've got to check that out. Well, I thought Nicole Edgar and I thought Greg Evigan and Brenna O'Brien were great in their roles. Sometimes it felt a little bit overacted. Sometimes it felt a little bit pathetic. And to be honest, the whole thing where Greg Evigan was going, as they just saw, oh, she's a good kid, and all this, I didn't believe him. I didn't believe he could be a racer. I didn't have that sense. He didn't have that grittiness, if you know what I mean. I didn't really believe it. But I did enjoy the film. For a low-budget TV movie, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a lot better than Hallows Eve tonight. And to be honest with you, it's one of those movies that once you know it's a TV movie, you have very low expectations. You don't expect as much as you would from like a cinema movie. So I do, or a normal independent movie. A TV movie's got a certain budget, and So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was the best film. It's one of those films where I'd say it's good, but it's not great, if you know what I'm saying. Fun to watch, great. There's some great. The racing in it's bad. There's some CGI in it, which isn't that great. But I enjoyed the kills. The kills were very inventive in my mind and very exciting. And to be honest with you, I wanted more kills. Like there's a bit where Deputy Monroe is run over and she's under the car, and JJ goes, "I'm going to help you get out." And then the car kind of does the tire all over her face and kind of splats it everywhere. I enjoyed that. That was great. You know what I mean? That was fun. That was some great shiznits. Shit. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I wouldn't call it fantastic. I mean, it's good, not great, but I think it's great because it was fun. I'd probably give it a solid. I'd probably give it a solid 2.5 because I really liked it. It could have gone a lot better. It could have been a little bit more classy like Christine. But at the same time, for a TV movie, it's not a bad movie. So if you get the chance, definitely check out Phantom Racer. I got this for $1.99. Yeah, $1.99 in Walgreens. Not bad at all. I wouldn't pay more than $8 for it because it's a fairly decent movie. It's not the best, but it's okay. It's great, but it's good, but not great. So give it a go. If you have seen it, let me know what you think of it as always, and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a lovely day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.